Hello and welcome to my knitting diary. I'm Jess and this is where I talk about all my creative endeavors. Mostly knitting and quilting, but occasionally other things. So we're gonna start off with the knitting portion and then I will move on to the quilting portion. So first up is a finished object. I don't know, you may not be able to see it. I don't know, get a little tucky in there. Let's see. Okay, just a second, buddy. Okay, there we go. I'll put in some footage of it, but this is my finished Vildnes Sweater by Lerka from Fiber Tells, and I absolutely love it. I used Holst garn and I held it single, so my gauge was really small. So I ended up having to go 2 sizes up from what I would normally have done, but I knit it on size 4 needles. And I just, it's so good to have done. I started this in March of this year, and now it is November 2nd? November 2nd. And it's finally finished. It's finally finished. I decided to go short sleeves on it because like I said in the last episode, I run hot. Like right now our house is set to 66. I'm in short sleeves and I still feel warm. So I decided short sleeves on it so that it could be something I wear like in the house. Because most of my sweaters I wear outside, and as soon as I get home I change into a t-shirt. So I wanted this to be something I could wear more, and so it's Holst garn, but it's not their super soft wool one. It is Coast, so it's 50% lamb's wool, 50% cotton. So, and it's a very lightweight fabric. So I'm really excited to be able to wear it more and be able to wear it throughout the house and have it finished. Also, I do have like 3 more balls of this yarn. So if I decide I want it long sleeved, I can always add sleeves on. Just take up the little cuff and add my sleeves. So, but I don't think I'm going to, because honestly, I love it. It's so comfy. So my next finished object are these Hermione everyday socks. So this pattern, it is a free pattern on Ravelry. So you can get a free pattern, I'll link it down below. But I really only use the pattern for like the textured part of it. The cuff, I do myself. I do a 15 2x2 rib cuff. And then I always do a fishnets kiss heel. Because I've done the heel flap and gusset, and some reason it doesn't compute in my mind. But this, the fishnets kiss heel, does. So I always do that, and then I followed the toe on the Hermione everyday socks. In fact, that's the basic toe I do on all my socks. So this is 64 stitches. I cast on 64 using the old Norwegian cast on or the twisted German cast on. They're the same thing. But I did 64 cast on, and then I did 15 for the cuff, and then I have 70 for the leg, but I count from the very top. So if you subtract the 15 from the cuff, it's less. But 70 rows for the leg, and then I do my heel, and then I did another 70 rows for the foot and started my toe. And I usually do 5 rows of stockinette stitch before I start my decreases on my toe, but on this one I just did 3. So, and I also, there's my little stitch markers so that I can keep track of the size. I use the tutorial that Kay from Crazy Sock Lady uses. So I will link her tutorial down below. But these are my Hermione Everyday socks, and these are with the Madeline Tosh, let's see if I can get it right this time, Venti Mocha Dragon yarn. So there you go. That is my next finished object. And then, so I just have, yeah, just 2 finished objects for knitting. And then I do have a quilting finished object, but I'll get to that near the end. So this is what I am working on. Oh, and I was gonna put it on a blocker and I didn't. Dang it. Okay, well, there you go. This is, maybe I'll go get a blocker so you can see it fully. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. So I got the blocker. This is, oh dear, my current sock project. So this yarn, I have 1 sock finished. And then the second sock is partway down the foot. So this is the yarn that I'm using. Oh my goodness, hair. And it's a Cascade Heritage Prints. So it's 75 superwash merino and then 25 nylon. Color number 121. But it's this really pretty fade. And I decided on this one. So this one I cast 72 on, and then I did 15 2x2 rib, and I just did 50 from the cuff, from the cast on to where I started the heel. I did 50 rows. And this one I decided to do shorter because I really wanted the second stock to start at the same spot with, there you go, with the striping pattern. So when I finished the toe, I did 100 rows on here and then started immediately into my decreases on this one. But when I got to the toe, you'll see it ends in that blue. So I wound off a whole bunch, and that way I could start this one at the same striping spot. So I wanted to make sure I had extra so I could wind off that middle section. So I just did kind of a shorty leg and then down. And this is just a vanilla sock, stockinette stitch, but I think they're so fun to work on. You can just do them while watching TV and you don't have to actually think about what you're doing. So that's my next project. And this little ball, I am gonna add into my stripy blanket. So I haven't showed that on here yet. So let me pull it out. And this, I just have it in like a free bag from my library winter reading program a few years ago. But this is my blanket, and it's gonna be hard to see because it's all bunched up. Like super ruffles. But this is my scrappy blanket that I'm just making out of all my leftover sock yarns that are pink, blue, or purple. Because I want it scrappy, but I really like cohesive scrappy. So it's kind of a, yeah, more managed scrappiness. So I will add that into this. And it is just garter stitch. I cast on, honestly, I wasn't counting, but I cast on 399 stitches. So it's gonna be massive. And I should have just, I mean, if I'd counted, I would have done one more stitch. But 399 stitches, and I'm just putting all my scraps that are in the pink, blue, or purple category into this blanket. So it's gonna take me forever as I get scraps, but it's super cute. And it's fun to work on because it's just knitting back and forth and back and forth. So that is my other current project that is kind of a long-term project. And I do have one more. So my cardigan, I have not started working on it all. I showed it last time. It's in the same place it was then because I was finishing this and finishing socks, and I want to get those other socks done because they're going to be gifted this weekend. So by the time you see this video, these ones will already have been gifted to their recipient. So yeah, I'm just trying to finish things. And then once I finish things, I will work on that cardigan. Okay, I'm coming. Just a second. All right, my sweet 3-year-old did not want to go down and watch a movie, which is totally fine. But I'm gonna try and make this a quick one because he needs mom. He needs mom. So that is all my knitting. And actually, I was gonna say, okay, do you like my nails? We were tie-dyeing with the kids. They had tie-dye day at school this week. So they were really bad. My whole hands were blue. I should have worn gloves, but I did not. But I do have another project I'm starting knitting, and I'm not gonna show you that. I just got the yarn, and honestly, it's Hobby Lobby yarn. I wanted it to be super easy to care for, and I just got it, but I'm not gonna show it because it is a gift and I want it to be a surprise. So you'll get to see that once it's finished and has been gifted. Maybe I'll record some footage of it before I gift it, but that'll be a few weeks. So on to quilting. So that was my knitting. Now we're moving on to quilting. So if you were just here for the knitting, thanks for stopping by. And if you want to stay around and see what I've done on quilting, I have a few finished projects and some fabric to show and plans to talk about. So let's start with the finished object. All right, so this, like I said, in August I went to my mother-in-law's and was able to use her long arm quilter to quilt some quilts. And I finally sat down and did the binding on this one. So the back is minky. I always do minky on my little one's blankets. So the back is minky, and I'll show you the pattern in a minute, but I want to show you the quilt, and I'll put in a picture of the whole thing so you can see it, because obviously it's way too big to actually like see, but it has these adorable tractors, and it's got like, it's a stained glass or window pane style. And so I just put the binding kind of to continue on that window pane look. I usually do borders on quilts, but I really wanted to just continue that thin blue window pane look. So this is his quilt, and on the back when I quilted it, I have to, here, right here is a good spot. Hopefully you can see it. Let me turn it inside out. But yeah. Okay, just a second. Okay, hopefully you can see it. But it has these tractors and cement trucks all over it. That's what I used to do the quilting pattern with. And it matches it so cute. He absolutely loves it and put it right on his bed. So this is my first finished object. And then my next one, I guess technically it's a half finished object because it's gonna be a while before I actually get to the quilting part of it. But I finished my fall quilt top. And I'll put in some footage. I got some footage of it out back before it got really, it's like super cloudy today. It's been super cold. We've got snow flurries this week. I'm trying to still enjoy fall, but instead it's thinking of having winter come, so that's all right. I'll put in some footage of it. I love it. It's so fun. It's just a fun fall quilt. It's got the bear paws and the crosses. Yeah, but okay, just a second. Okay, here's some footage. All right, I'm gonna try and get through this quick because he just wants mom, and that's fine. So here you go. I'll put in some footage. I love the sparkle, and I got a video where you can really see that sparkle good. I love the color. It's just so rich and fall. And for this one, I have a ton of this copper color left. And I don't know why, like when I pulled this out, like I said, I did this, I started it 10 years ago. And when I pulled it out of storage, there were a ton of half squares, triangles in this copper color. And I honestly have no idea what I was planning to do with them, because they aren't even like scraps or anything. They're not the right size to even be scraps. So I honestly don't know what my plan was, but I think I'm gonna get another fabric. I have a few contenders. Maybe I'll show them up here. I took pictures of them at the store. But get another fabric and just do a whole bunch of like pinwheels on the backing, because otherwise the fabric's gonna go back in storage and might not get touched for another 10 years. So I might just piece the back with a whole bunch of pinwheels of different sizes, and I think that might be cute. But that means this one might take me a little longer because it's basically like 2 quilts in one. So there's this one. And then I told you last time that I was going to get the fabric to go with my shortcake fabric. So this is the strawberry shortcake fabric again. And this is a vintage 1980 shortcake fabric. And I actually got this, I've had it for 14 years, but when I was in college, one of my professors for my advanced clothing construction class, she was first off amazing, loved her, but one day she decided to de-stash, and so she brought in like boxes and boxes of fabric and let all of us in the advanced classes go through it. So that's where I got this one. It's almost 2 yards, and it's so cute and so nostalgic for me. And so I went online and I found a matching, well, coordinating fabric, which is huckleberry pie. And so I got it, and I just got a half a yard. That's all there was. But this is the vintage huckleberry pie fabric, which is so cute. Oh. And I'm gonna go use those to make a quilt with a bunch of other cute pink and blue fabrics. Yeah, okay, just a minute, I'm almost done. Okay, I'm almost done, okay? Okay. But as the weather's getting colder, I am like super in the mood to do a Christmas quilt. So, yeah, Christmas quilt. So I bought some Christmas fabrics, and I'll put a picture up. It hasn't arrived yet, but I'll put a picture up of the fabric I bought. I got a layer cake, and it's called Blizzard, from, you know what, I don't remember. I know it's not Moda. Riley Blake, maybe? I think it might be a Riley Blake collection. But I'll put the name here because I don't remember. And a picture of it, and that's gonna come. And I'm really excited. I'm feeling, I love embracing fall. And I don't put up Christmas stuff till after Thanksgiving because otherwise I get sick of it by the time we get to Christmas. But with quilting and knitting, you kind of gotta start early or it won't be done, like that fall quilt that won't be done till next fall. So I want to start it early so that maybe I can use it this Christmas. So I'm really excited to do the Christmas quilt, and I think that's everything. All my knitting and all my quilting. So thanks for coming along and enjoying my diary entry. And if you liked it, like and subscribe so you see it next time. I'm thinking maybe every month. This one I think was only about 3 weeks, so we'll see. We'll see how often I do it. But thanks for stopping along and spending some time with me as I put entries into my diary and keep track of all my creative things. So we'll see you next time. Bye.